Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
You know, there are certain things in your life that even if you close the door on them or you put them behind you and you move forward, it's a part of your life and it may always be with you in ways. And I bring this up because something that Murphy said just a few minutes ago,
What?
You said you had a dream about, what we do for a living, about
Work.
radio
Yeah.
and work. And I know that you dream about work a lot.
A lot of people have work dreams.
And even if one day when you don't do this anymore, you may still very well have work dreams. Here's how I know this. I was visiting and talking to my Uncle Terry the other day, and he is a retired police officer. And he just happened to volunteer that he didn't sleep good the night before because he kept waking up because he was having dreams about policing. He still dreams about being a police officer.
Those could be some rough dreams, too,
Well,
I'm sure.
yeah, except that in his dreams, he's going into homes and getting animals.
Oh.
And he's like, I don't know why I'm chasing animals all night. Every call he gets in his dreams, it's some sort of weird animal thing. And but he's still dreaming about being a police officer. In other words, that never has left him. Isn't that funny?
You know, there are recurring
Never.
things that I have, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, somebody like from elementary school that I hadn't thought of in forever pops up in a dream.
It's amazing.
Sometimes I can't remember their name. Sometimes I can,
Yeah.
but it's so, yeah, it's weird how your mind processes any of that kind of stuff. But for me, the recurring themes are it's work dreams. I have a lot of travel dreams. I have a lot of staying in hotel dreams.
I think maybe the travel is something that maybe not stresses you is the wrong word, but Murphy's a different person when it comes to travel. You know, he's on the money, never late, never, just very Boy Scout about it. But in your regular daily life, the schedule is what the schedule is.
I know.
And that's fine. It just shows that you respect. You're out of your comfort zone when you travel, so you're more on your game. So that's a stress in my.
He also knows the
thinking.
plane's not going to wait for him.
Correct. But my Uncle Terry, I was like, did you ever actually do any policing where animals were involved? And he went in and told me a story I didn't know. Is that there was a snake, a big snake, at a bank drive-through years ago, and they called the police. They were like, you've got to get this snake out of here. None of us want to deal with it. This was the bank manager that called him. And, none of our customers will come through the drive-through. We're not doing any business today. And they showed up, and he's like, oh, that's a big snake. They called, like, wildlife and fisheries or whatever.
To come get
Yeah, because as soon as they saw it, they're like, this is not our bag. It's not what we
they
do.
probably have a better direct line to wildlife and fisheries than the average person does.
Yes. But anyway, he said he dreams about policing, he calls it, all night. And he kept going into houses for animals and it being crazy animals that he was having to deal with. That's just the mind, playing tricks on you. But that has never left. It's a part of his psyche.
Yeah.
It's a part of who he is.
Do you have anything like that?
It's so funny that you asked that. I was going to ask Sam, so think about it. I don't think I have anything recurring like you do, Murphy. I don't dream about work that much. Rarely do I dream, which is great, actually. Yeah. The only thing I can say that's recurring in my dreams, and it's really cool when it happens, is that there are places that I'll visit in my mind, like a house, and that's the same. Like I'm in a house in my dream and I've been in this house before.
But only in the dream. Yeah.
Right. I'll wake up going, did that exist? Was that a house I was in when I was a kid? And all I can come up with is no.
Yeah.
The mind is crazy.
When I haven't had a ghost or devil dream in a long time.
Good, Sam.
I'm so glad I'm speaking this because that'll happen tonight. But I had the same thing. It usually started in the same house. And I don't know where this house is or anything about this house. In fact, the Harry Potter, this is really weird.
Ew.
Harry Potter, it was one of the houses they were in where the guy that was a rat changed into a rat. It was like it was a house scene.
Like that. Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the house where my devil, demon, and ghost dreams always started.
Bad. I'm sorry.
But
so it was always the same place?
Yeah. And
wow.
it would go somewhere else. It would either be I'm chased through the house or I would get out of the house and head over to a cliff. I wasn't good in dreams.
Some fears.
Yeah.
It almost seems to me like 2 out of 3 of us have a place.
Yeah.
It's almost like your mind has created that. Your mind has created that as the house, and it remembers it. So the next time you're called into a house in a dream, subconsciously you're in that same house. But there's something comforting about it because it's like, oh, I'm comfortable here. I've been here before. I know there's a kitchen to the left. You know,
Have
it's
you ever
weird.
ever had a deja vu situation in real life that was because of your dreams? I used to have these as a kid. It was like on the playground. Something would happen, and it's like, wait, I've seen this before, and I'd stop and think, and it's like I had a dream about this one time.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah,
You
it's
or
like
maybe I
a
just
certain friend sitting on a bench, and you're playing ball, and you look over at them.
That's probably the best explanation for deja vu, that you've had it in a dream, because it's not likely that the exact same thing has ever happened to you before. Your memory is pulled from your brain, the deepest recesses of your brain being probably a dream state.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had that happen recently, but I've definitely had that happen before.
Yeah.
It's usually stuns you so much that you freeze for a second because you can't believe
it's like, wow, this
you're
really
encountering
happened.
something. Yeah, exactly. And you're wondering what it is that's causing that. You know, the frequent dreams for me, although I haven't dreamt much about my grandmother herself lately or my parents, every now and then that'll
Those are
pop
good,
up in
though.
my, dream because they've all passed on. But my grandmother's house always seems to be, and I know that that's because we spent so much time there as children, and it was the place we all loved to be. So there are a lot of dreams that start in her house or in her yard.
Love
or,
it.
Places like that.
That's so great.
And then there's plenty of times, most times, honestly, it's in a place I don't recognize and have never been or whatever.
Well, remember this before you go to sleep tonight or anytime. If you do want to remember your dreams, when you first wake up and you're like, oh, I dreamed that, and you're, slow to wake up, that's when if you want to remember your dreams, that's when you have to capture it in your mind and go, tell myself that story again. What did I just dream? Because if you don't think about it again, your day picks up and you lose it.
Yeah.
So that's the trick to remembering your dream. Remember it when you wake up. Make an effort, a conscious effort to remember it.
And that's why a lot of authors, artists, musicians, and others keep a notepad by their bed or their phone and immediately write it down as soon as they've, I've heard about, authors and others that just sort of have this collection of different pieces and parts of things that they've dreamt or whatever, that have come to them in the night, for inspiration.
Hey,
but yeah, you're right. It goes away. The only time for me it won't go away quickly is if it scares me awake. Then I do have a memory. But I think it's that transition from the subconscious to being awake. And once something startles you at the subconscious level and trickles into your conscious level, the dream's over anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dreams where you can't figure out if it's real or not, those are the ones that stop me right when I wake up. It's like, wait,
Did that
I got
happen?
to get out of this. I got to figure out if that was real. It's the stressful, scary dreams that,
Sure.
I got to do that on.
Yeah.
And I love it when you realize that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. That
Yeah, it's a
didn't
sigh of
really
relief.
happen. I can get on to my day and my coffee.
Do you ever have the workday dream on Saturday?
Oh, where you wake up and
Saturday morning, it's like, oh my goodness, I missed
late.
the alarm. I'm late. And it's like, it takes a while for me to realize it's Saturday.
Once in a great
Look at
while.
the phone. It says Saturday. I'm good.
once in a great while, I'm very lucky to know right where I am when I wake up normally.
Yeah.
So, well, I wish you no devil dreams or ghost dreams tonight.
Thanks.
And you, Murphy, no work dreams or travel.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.